All right, guys, if you had $930,000 to spend, do you spend it 200 yards from the beach in a small beach bungalow next to Flagler Avenue with laid-back lifestyle, or do you spend it on a 3,600 square foot pool home in a master plan community like Venetian Bay? Today, we're going to be breaking down a comparison video of $930,000 two-bedroom, 2.5-bath home in North Beach on Kirkland Road, 200 yards from the ocean, versus a 3,600 square foot, 6-bedroom, 5.5-bath home in Venetian Bay, pool home in Venetian Bay. Let's get started today and talk about the pros and cons of both and what's right for you. Hey there. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas like Palm Beach, Daytona Beach, Port Orange, Ponce Inlet, Edgewater, then you've come to the right place. My name is Matt Ecoff. I'm a local real estate expert. This is my beautiful wife, Rachel Ecoff, and we're here to share everything from the hottest neighborhoods to the best things to do around town. Listen to the phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So whether that be in 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you move to the beach. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, so you get all the updates and notifications about everything New Smyrna Beach has to offer and surrounding areas. Today we looked at two different houses. We wanted to do a compare and contrast video of what $930,000 gets you in New Smyrna. So I just sold a house in Venetian Bay. Let's talk about that one first. It was on the market for less than 90 days. It was priced right at $960,000. We ended up selling and closing at $930,000. It was a 6-bedroom, 5.5-bath, 3,600 square foot pool home on the water, very Tuscan-style, some dark colors, but a lot of potential mother-in-law suite. And it got me thinking, well, what does $930,000 buy you in Venetian Bay on the mainland, 30 minutes, 20 minutes from the beach, depending on traffic, versus what's $930,000 get you on the mainland? So we found one two blocks over from where we live for $930,000, and so what a perfect opportunity to kind of share what you get in the pros and cons of each.
And I think really if you are retiring and thinking about moving to New Smyrna or one of the surrounding areas, you really have to hone in and focus on what is your lifestyle. What do you like to do? What's most important for you? And these two homes are a really stark difference in lifestyle as well.
I think at the end of the day, that's what we are. I mean, we're a real estate channel. I'm a real estate agent. And this is what I do full time to provide for my wife and for my daughter and for our family. But we are a lifestyle channel even more than real estate, because real estate fluctuates and changes, but the lifestyle here is pretty consistent. And so what does that lifestyle look for you? So we want to break down the pros and the cons, I think, of both the North Beach location house versus the Venetian Bay. And so I'm going to start with you, and let's start talking about some of the pros for the North Beach house.
I'm always going to be partial to things that are beachside, because that is our personal lifestyle, and I love it.
The house is 2 blocks away from us.
And that house is 2 blocks away from us.
So you could be our neighbor.
You could.
You could be our neighbor. And we're good neighbors. We take care of our lawn. We're not loud. We throw really good parties.
No, we don't really throw parties.
Shh, they don't know that. We could throw a party for you.
We could throw a party for you. I'm going to be partial, like I said, to beachside, because that is the lifestyle that we like to live and are currently living. And being in North Beach, you are so close to Flagler, and you can walk everywhere in North Beach. And that's something that we really
e-bikes,
enjoy.
bike rides, walking, golf cart, all that.
All of that. You can walk from that house. You can walk to the very end of the road. You're on the ocean. I mean, you're on the beach. The beach access is right there by that house that's blue at the end of the road there. And you want to you can't get closer unless you're on the ocean. I mean, it's a great, great location. And you can hear the water from the front door. I mean, it's the most beach house that you can get in North Beach right now. Yeah. For $930,000.
And the architecture was awesome. It was built in 1947, but it's got a complete mid-century modern look to it. It's got curved archways and stuff like that. Now, if you're 6'7" tall, this might not be the house for you, because some of those areas were lower. I walked straight up, and if I had hair, they would have touched it.
But the home was beautiful.
But the home was
solid.
really nice.
It was built in 47. Those are all concrete, like thick concrete walls. It's going nowhere. And they have done an amazing job renovating it. Like you said, it was mid-century modern. It's very streamlined, and it's one story. I love that. Yeah. There's no stairs in this house. There's no weird levels or anything. It was all one level, really easily accessible bathrooms. There's no in and out, walking out of the showers.
This is only supposed to be 6 or 7 minutes. Pro number one for the North Beach house is walkability and lifestyle. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. We both, I think, agree on that. So
There's no HOA in that area.
there's no HOA, so that's going to be pro number 2. No HOA, so you have to worry about paying HOA. But that also can affect you, because if you have neighbors that don't do some of the things that they're supposed to, there's not as much restrictions there. So that could be a pro or a con. But I mean, I'm going to look at it as pro, because especially as somebody maybe looking here to retire, you want really low cost of living. The least amount of cost of living is that you can have, and so an HOA does add that cost.
I think the HOA not being present is a pro, especially being that close to the beach.
Okay.
So you've got walkability, you've got no HOA costs. The maintenance on this home is very
Low maintenance is going to be pro number 3, because it's such a small space, 1,660 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, but also low maintenance because it's high and dry. North Beach is notoriously known for being the highest highest elevated area in all of New Smyrna Beach. So
you're not worried about flooding or any of those things.
It's in flood zone X and X500, which we talk a ton about all the time in flood videos and things like that. But that's the flood zones that you want to be in. Even if you get a mortgage, it's not required to get flood insurance when you're in flood zone X or X500. So that is in there. So pro, I don't even know what pro number we're on, but I think it's number 3 or 4. That's going to be the low maintenance cost. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of the negative things.
It's hard for me to talk about negative when it comes to beachside, but some of the negative things I would say, because there's no HOA, like you said, you can get neighbors that don't keep up with their property the same as yours. Mm-hmm. And you might not enjoy what somebody else's yard looks like.
Yeah. Also, on weekends and during busy time, there's the tourism and the visitors and stuff like that. But actually, let's talk about that as a pro for a second too, because North Beach is there's no short-term rental zone. So from Flagler Avenue to the inlet to Menorca, that 1.8 miles of residential area is 30-day minimum rental.
Right.
So only long-term rental zones. So during Bike Week, we're in October right now, so Bikeoberfest, during spring break, Daytona 500, we don't have to worry about Labor Day weekend. We don't have to worry about an influx of people coming in for just a couple days and being really loud. That was important to us because we have an 11-year-old daughter. So, having that, not having to worry about who's renting short term is important. But because you're so close to the Crawford Beach entrance.
You're still very close to that beach entrance. So anytime there is spring break or an influx of people for any sort of holiday, beachside gets busy.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to remember, is that you are in a tourist destination. Even though we live here full time, you're going to get that influx of people, and traffic becomes an issue. No matter where you're at on beachside, on the island, you're going to run into traffic.
Yep, that's true. So that's con number 1. Con number 2 for me in that house was the parking situation. You have a single car driveway, not even that long anyway. So if you have a big truck or an RV or something like that, you're probably not going to fit it in there. You're probably only going to get 1 or 2 cars, and somebody's going to get blocked in. So,
and if you have visitors, that could create a potential problem.
Yeah, for sure. That
if you
that
have
can
a bunch
cause a
of
problem.
people coming in and out to see you, you might.
And I would say con number 3 is going to be development in that area, because it is North Beach. Because there's a lot of homes. I mean, that home was 1947, completely renovated, but there was a home across the street, 3 houses down, that was just recently torn down and built back up again. So there's going to be some construction in the area, and if you have the wrong house, now that's great because you're appreciating. And let's talk about that real fast, because you're a real estate channel. In 2023, the average home in North Beach, New Smyrna, was $1,080,000. In 2024, the average home in North Beach was $1,189,000. That's an increase of $109,000 in appreciation year over year. And 2023, 24, and 25 have been crappy real estate years. So imagine in a good real estate year, appreciation is going to be at the highest rate probably in all of New Smyrna Beach. And then there's also a limitation of how many houses are available. We checked before we came out today.
Oh, right.
And there's only 20 houses available for sale in all of North Beach. So from Flagler to the inlet, there's only 20 houses right now currently for sale, and 16 of them were over $1.5 million. And it's for that $930,000 price point, you're well under the average home there, which means your appreciation is going to increase higher than a house that maybe was $4 million or $5 million.
Right.
So that's a huge pro. When we're looking at Venetian Bay, yes, it's a little bit larger as a master plan community with 2,300 homes, but there was 162 homes available, 162, 163, but a lot more homes available. So,
but there's also 2,000 homes in that development.
Yeah.
So
2,300 homes in that neighborhood. So that master plan community. So let's switch gears in now, and let's talk about Venetian Bay and some of the pros there. The pro for that house, and I think all the houses there, are spacious living, multi-generational. You have a ton of space. Yeah, you have large lots. That lot was 1/3 of an acre with 3,600 square feet and a mother-in-law suite with a whole bedroom and living room upstairs. You're gonna have a lot more spacious living there then you're going to have
more bang for your buck as far as size
for sure.
and living space goes.
Literally
you're just
2,000
gonna
square
get
feet more at that house than a North Beach.
Right.
You're also going to have the country club lifestyle. Listen, if you're a play 36
Golf.
holes, a golf kind of guy, and then take your golf cart home and take a nap and then go have an early dinner, then Venetian Bay is a real good place for you.
It is great. It's definitely a golf-centric community, but it also has tennis, and it also has a big social swimming area with a bar and another little restaurant.
Yeah,
over
Tiki
there.
Cove now is opened up, so it's $400 a year for a single membership and $600 a year for a couple, and then $800 a year for a family. And it's really cool. They've opened up the whole pool area, Tiki Bar. You know, they serve drinks, they serve bar foods, and things like that. But it's popping over there. You have a town square area.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think because of the improvements that they've done recently too, it is a very social community, and if you're retired and you're looking for a place to have a social network and things to do with people, Venetian Bay is a really good option for someone.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's a social community.
Yeah, it's a social community. It's high and dry. It's a planned community, so that's a pro too. You know, the town square and all that kind of stuff. So also, it's a lot more private. You know, it doesn't really. I mean, by Oktoberfest and spring break and Labor Day weekend and Daytona 500, that's not going to change the neighborhood style. So that's definitely a pro too.
Yeah.
And it's newer construction. You know, our house is built in 1946. That house that we saw today was built in 1947. I just sold a home that was built in 1936, and I have an off-market listing that was built in 1909. Off-market meaning that it's not available to the general public to see. 40% of the homes, just a little fun fact for you, 40% of the homes in New Smyrna Beach never even make it to market. So 40% of the homes, somebody just asked me this the other day when we were doing our flood video, what does off-market mean? 40% of the houses never even get to see. They don't even go to the market. I get the listing. I know somebody that's interested. I knew somebody that was interested in my 1936 home. I had 2 different offers. Somebody won and somebody didn't win. And so the person that didn't win, I was able to get this 1909 home, and it's perfect for them. And so I'll put that under contract without even going to the general public. So
yeah, I mean, it's interesting the amount of off-market things you get done, and they never even make it to MLS.
Yeah, which is why it's important to have a local agent that knows what they're doing, because I have 40% more homes than an agent that's out of town.
That doesn't know the area.
That doesn't know the
either.
area, you know, and I know
That's
the
true.
flood risks and all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to plug myself. Well, maybe I am.
The homes in Venetian Bay, since you were talking about the age of homes that are over on beachside, and you get a mixture of everything, not everything is old, but the homes in Venetian Bay are new. The one that you sold recently was built in 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
So you're getting a lot newer construction over there.
And that's important to people, because that's that maintenance-free living too. You know, you get it, even though this house was renovated, it's still a 1946 home. So, you know, there's going to be some costs that come up with it, you know. So it's that, you know, but then that maintenance free comes with something else. You got HOAs. I mean, it's robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? So let's talk about some of the cons on the Venetian Bay house. So I think for me personally, in our lifestyle, the proximity to the beach. It could be 15 minutes if it's a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., but it also could be 25 or 30 minutes if it's a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, you know? And so also, I just want to plug the restaurant that we're at. We're at Half Wall. We picked this place today because it literally is a halfway point between both the houses that we saw. I will say, though, this is another con, is that Venetian Bay doesn't really have access to anything. If you lived on Kirkland, you are literally a golf cart ride, a 3-minute golf cart ride to probably 30 different places to eat and drink on Flagler Avenue.
Very close to that
and
right
we're on 44, halfway between the beach and Venetian Bay, and this is the closest place to eat to Venetian Bay, other than a couple things that are in their town square.
Right, and even, you know, just general shopping is going to take you, 15 minutes to get to a grocery store or Walmart or what have you, like around you. It does not take you near as long coming from beachside to get over here, or even beachside has its own Publix. So honestly, you have a lot more available amenities as far as shopping.
Beachside, you could sell your car, buy a golf cart, buy an e-bike, and you could be fine.
Yeah.
Because you can even take your golf cart to Publix on the mainland.
And we do.
And we see it all the time.
And we
You can take it anywhere. You can take your golf cart across the North Causeway Bridge to Canal Street. You can take your golf cart to 40 different restaurants. Like, you don't need a car unless you travel. You like to stay at home as much as you can, and you don't even like to leave the island. It was hard for me to get her out here. We're only 10 minutes away from there. That's a big plus with living over there versus, you know, living there. And also, let's talk about, you know, talking about the smaller upkeep. You know, you have, that is a con with here. You got a 3,600 square foot home. That is a lot more upkeep. Yes, it's newer, so it's less maintenance, but it is, you know,
mow the the lawn, get things treated,
Bigger
work
yard
with
space,
the
you got a pool.
Just the house space in general. That's a lot of space to keep up with.
And personally, I think that it's my personal preference. I'm not saying this is what it is, but there's less character in those master plan communities. This is it's a certain style home, whether it's a Taylor Morrison home or a Ryan home or a D.R. Horton home or Patagus home. It's these houses, that house that we went to, that mid-century modern, architecture. That's a one-of-a-kind house. That was a 1947 one-of-a-kind. You're not going to find another one like that. And so for us, again, in our lifestyle, I would prefer that one
over something that's mass generated.
Yeah.
I get that.
But again, this is robbing Peter to pay Paul. This isn't about our preference. This is not, we're saying we're trying to argue one versus the other. I sold the $930,000 Venetian Bay home, and I thought, what would be a great comparable? And it just so happened that 2 streets down from us was their 930,000 square foot home as well. So this video was all about you guys and what was your preference. All right, so really at the end of the day, it comes down to lifestyle. Do you want to wake up to the sound of the beach and walk to the beach, or do you want to wake up to the sound of sprinklers on the golf course?
Exactly. If you're looking for walkability and access to the beach and you like that lifestyle of beach.
So listen, again, this is all about lifestyle. Are you interested in waking up and hearing the ocean, or are you interested in waking up and hearing the sprinklers on the golf course?
Exactly. If you're looking for walkability and a low maintenance lifestyle, then North Beach is going to be for you.
But if you want more space, you want country club style amenities, you want a newer build, the Venetian Bay is probably the right place for you.
Honestly, I think both areas are great for retirement, but it's really about, do you want sand between your toes or country club brunch?
Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, new invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So whether that be in 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help you move to the beach. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you get all the updates and notifications about New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. Thanks for joining on this comparison video. We'd love to hear your comments and which one you would prefer, and tell us why. This helps us do better with our channel. So anyway, thanks. We'll see you next time.
We are going to see our beachside home. We are about 100 yards away from the ocean. If you can see that blue house all the way at the end of the road, that is on the ocean. So we're gonna go tour a really cute beach bungalow. Like I said a minute ago, you're about 2 football yard lengths away from the beach. So if you want to just have a quiet neighborhood, we're in North Beach. North Beach is known for its higher elevation. It's known for its quieter lifestyle, and also you are in the long-term rental area. So with that, you have a 30-day minimum rental in this area, which means you're gonna have quieter neighbors, and you're gonna skip over all of that influx of people that you're gonna get maybe in Central Beach and South Beach, where you have a shorter term rental time. So anybody who's coming to rent in this area, it's gonna be for at least a month. They're gonna be a neighbor for at least a month. So we're gonna go check out this beachside bungalow, fully renovated. It was built in 47, but you would never know that because they have done some amazing renovations here. It is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home. It's got elevated ceilings. It's got a totally redone kitchen. Super, super cute. And it's all 1 story. And it would be an amazing place for somebody who wants an extra beach home, vacation home, and or are looking to retire here in New Smyrna Beach. So let's go check out what they've done with this house. You walk right into kind of an office space, living room, and there is a half bath right off of the front. There is solid surface flooring in the entire home, which we love in Florida. As you know, you're gonna track in sand and dirt, so this is super, super easy to clean. You walk right into your open living space, and then off to the left of me is bedroom number 1. So I am just at 5 feet tall, and if you are a taller person, these archways may not be for you. But the house is, again, built in 47. It's got a lot of cool little features. So we've got an old little closet here with like a cute little Harry Potter hidden doorway. But the rest of the home is fully renovated. Like I said, they've got updated bathrooms. This is a pretty large space. And then their washer and dryer is tucked back here, which is pretty convenient. It's out of the way. It's its own little closet space. This is a actual regular closet, and then this one hides your stackable washer and dryer. There's also plantation shutters throughout this entire home. Really nice, pretty upgrades. Bedroom number 2, which I'm going to say is the primary. They're both very similar in size, just a little bit different setup. Large bed, there's a king size bed in here, and then a full bathroom with walk-in shower. All right, so walking through, you have the really expansive kitchen. They have a massive island. This is great for entertaining or just prepping food. The kitchen is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. They have these really pretty lights that are installed, big, heavy lights. And then also for our wine enthusiasts, a built-in wine fridge. You could definitely do some countertop stools also on that side for extra seating. But even the refrigerator is so beautiful, like it's covered in the cabinetry, so it's kind of that hidden look if you like that. Really just nice kitchen space. And then it opens up into this little courtyard backyard. Really pretty manicured. There is definitely enough space back here to put in like a hot tub or a pool, small pool, jacuzzi area. And there's a whole covered garage area. This whole area you could store surfboards, bikes, canoes, kayaks. All of your outdoor equipment can be stored out here, and this is just a really great feature because in New Smyrna Beach we do lack garage spaces and covered spaces, and this is a great example of somebody who has the perfect storage space in their yard. So I just love it. It also comes with a fruit tree. If you want your own fruit in your backyard, you can grow it.
All right, so we're at 610 Mura Court. This is our mainland $930,000 home. This home behind me I just sold for $930,000. It's 3,600 square feet, 6-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom with a mother-in-law suite on the upstairs. Very, very Tuscany-style on the inside. It's got a gorgeous pool and gazebo in the back. It also is on the water. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see how on the water. It's got a big, huge, oversized lot on a cul-de-sac. Very quiet community in the backside of Promenade Park. So again, a lot more house, as you can see. A much huger home, again with a pool. The other one didn't have a pool, on a much larger lot in a golf course country club community. All right, so what are you going to find in Venetian Bay? Well, we have plenty of videos that we've done in here before, so you can check any of those out. But what you have in here is you have Tiki Cove, the big pool area with the bar and restaurant. You have the town square area that's got a lot of shopping and boutiques and stuff like that. It's got a salon, it's got a little gym in there, it's even got a church. You have a golf course with a ton of golf here. You have some tennis courts and some pickleball courts in the backside of the Palms, but you also have an HOA. There's one thing versus another. Now, if you're a golfer, an avid golfer, I guarantee you there's thousands of golfers that live in Venetian Bay, and you can hang out with all of them. They're probably all some sort of your neighbor. However, this is a much larger community, so it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to be intimate with your neighbors like it would in North Beach. North Beach, you're not going to have, on Kirkland, the other house that we looked at, you're not going to have an HOA, and you are going to have an HOA in here. And so again, it's just a matter of what lifestyle you want, and for you when you're in, whether you have a small family or whether you're a retiree, what's important to you. And so Venetian Bay is this master plan community, golf karting community. Ride to the town square, go to the events that they have it down at the town square, go to your little shopping center down there, go to the pool area, which is a community pool, versus again, the other location that we have, which is walk to the beach, golf cart around your community, walk to Flagler Avenue. So it's a completely different lifestyle, but for the same price, and $930,000 gets you 3,600 square feet or gets you 1,660 square feet on the beach side. So really it's up to you and up to your preference, but we just kind of wanted to show the significant difference in what you get as far as square footage, bedroom, bathrooms, and things like that, lot size and location, one versus the other. So we don't do a lot of versus videos, and I feel like this is something that we're maybe missing out on an opportunity with, so wanted to talk about that. But this one behind me sold for $930,000, 6-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 3,600 square foot pool home on the water, very Tuscan style, and it wasn't built in 1947 like the other one. It was built in 2020. So let us know in the comments below what you think what you would prefer. 3,600 square foot home in a master plan community with a golf course and with a pool area and with the downtown area, or do you want to be a football field and a half away from the ocean next to Flagler Avenue with all the shops and boutiques with no HOA? So I want to hear in the comments below what you think, and please tell me why, because it helps me with videos later on. I want your comments, I want your feedback, because I'm doing this for you guys and for lifestyle videos and what you want to hear. So please tell me in the comments below what you guys think about this versus the other one.